this video, we'll dive into the different types of research and the methodologies you can use to explore your questions. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for the research journey that you'll follow. So again, there are many ways to categorize research. I'm going to make it simple. We divide them into two, either basic research or applied research. Basic research is all about curiosity. It focuses on understanding the fundamental principles. For example, let's say in computer science, you want to look at how machine learning algorithms handle bias. That's a very good example of basic kind of doing research. If you look at it from a different aspect, let's look at applied research. Applied research is all about solving real-world problems. Again, developing an AI model to detect cancer in medical, using medical x-rays or MRIs and so on. That's a very good example of an applied kind of doing research versus a very basic kind where it's all about answering or replying to your curiosity. We could also divide research into qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative research deals with numbers, measurements, statistics. Very good example would be testing how different programming languages impact a specific mobile app performance. It's all about numbers. I want to analyze numbers, collect data. Most likely you collect the data using statistical tools. Again, it could be surveys, questionnaires, could be online data available, or quantifiable data that you have collected. All these fall under quantitative research. Qualitative research, on the other hand, focuses on interviews, behaviors, very subjective data. For instance, interviewing your users that are using some technology that you developed or any kind of research to understand their experience. And a very good example is what we call technology adaptation model, where you adopt a specific technology, a TAM model. We usually follow a qualitative/quantitative kind of research. So to summarize, we do have basic, applied. You could divide research into two major titles. You could divide them into qualitative and quantitative. You could also look at the different kinds of methodologies. A big part of doing research is what kind of methodology you will end up using. These are basically the tools in your toolbox. Let me give you some common ones that are very popular. Again, you might look into them more as we go on doing research. The very basic methodology is experimental research. Again, using quantitative studies, statistics, testing a new algorithm against an existing one. Or maybe in chemistry or physics, in a lab, testing a specific phenomena. This is what we refer to as experimental research. We also have case studies where you dig deeper into a specific example. It's a case study on analyzing how a particular company is using cloud computing to improve operations, or how a specific drug in pharmacies is being used over the counter. So these could be a specific case study focusing on a specific kind of analysis. So these are all methodologies that you can use in your research. So it's either experimental, one, case studies, two, could be survey-based kind of research in terms of methodology, where you collect data from many people using questionnaires and surveys, asking them questions, analyzing them statistically using statistical tools. So that's number three. Could be simulation or modeling, where you simulate a phenomena. Can be very common in engineering, computing, where you create a network simulation, for example, to analyze traffic, managing protocols, again, in smart cities. All these are very good examples of where we have to simulate something that's not feasible to do experimentally. That's why we end up doing simulation. Again, it could be discrete simulation or any other kind of simulation. Theoretical research, again, this is where maybe pure sciences are very popular research methodology, where you're exploring abstract concepts, creating maybe new models, creating new recipes of interaction between chemicals. All these will be more theoretical. Also in mathematics, where you're applying a specific theorem, proposing maybe in cryptography a new cryptographic method for securing communication All these is what we refer to as theoretical research. We also have ethnographic studies. These are interesting. Ethnographic are usually more qualitative research where you don't really interact too much with the users or the people using a specific product. It's more observation. So ethnography, very similar to observing. So you watch how users interact maybe with a new app or how they do it in the real world. You observe them. Sometimes you record them and then you watch it again and again, so that you could extract from it variables that you did not think about before. So that's what we refer to as ethnographic studies. To summarize, again, in terms of methodology, it's either experimental, case studies, survey, simulation and modeling, or theoretical research or ethnographic studies. The question will be, which methodology should I end up using? The methodology you choose depends on your research question, something I referred to in my previous video. So a research question that you need to ask. Can ask yourself, 1, what type of data do I need? 2, am I testing something or am I exploring something new? 3, do I need to focus on numbers, stories, or both? All these will help you decide what kind of methodology you'll end up using. So research types and methodologies are the building blocks for your study. Whether you're testing a new idea, exploring user behavior, developing a theoretical model, there is always a method for you. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.